Hello boys and girls, I'm Mrs. Nelson, and today we're going to be learning about skip counting by twos, fives, tens, and hundreds. And by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to skip count starting at any number. So to get started, we're going to start with skip counting by twos, adding 2 to the previous number. So if we're looking at our hundreds chart, we start at 2, then we skip the next number, and then we go to 4. So skip counting by twos is every other number. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So you'll notice our pattern, there's an empty number that was not highlighted in between each. Now, I can just pick any number to start with. So I could start with 13 if I wanted to. And if I follow the same pattern, I'm going to skip this number, then do this one. So I could still skip count by twos, but starting at 13. 13, 15, 17, 19. That would be skip counting by twos. Okay, so if I'm going to skip count by fives, let's use a different hundreds chart. That would make it a little bit easier to look for our pattern. So I'm going to skip count by fives. I'm going to start at 5, and then I'm going to go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then my fifth number I'm going to highlight. So you notice there's 4 blanks in between, and then I could add 5 to my 10. So I go 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then again, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that would be skip counting by fives. Do you notice? Oh, they all end in 5 or in 0, and there's 4 empties between. But what if I started at a different number? What about 22? If I started at 22, let's just put a box around that. I would have 4 blanks that I didn't highlight in between. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So then it would be 27. And 22 plus 5 is 27. So that would be like skip counting by fives. And then I could do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there it is. Notice my pattern on skip counting by fives? They stay all in a line, don't they? Okay. Now next, let's skip count by tens. All right, so here's another hundreds chart. And we'll just start off with our tens. 10, and then there's going to be 9 blanks because it's just like adding 10 when we're skip counting by tens. Okay, let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, there's another one. Do you see our pattern? They all end in 0, and we're going up 1 in our 10 spot. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. But what if we start at a different number besides 10? Let's start at 13. So here's our number, 13, that we're starting at. And if we're going to add 10 to that, it would be 23. So that would be like skip counting by tens. And if we just kept doing that, do you see the pattern here? And that's what we're looking for in skip counting, is our patterns. And when we're skip counting by tens, it just goes in a straight line. If we're skip counting by fives, notice we have 2 lines that it goes in. And then if we're skip counting by twos, we have, if we started at 2, there's just a blank in between. Now our last one that we're going to learn how to skip count by is hundreds. And I need a different chart for that because hundreds are 3 digits versus our 2 digits. So here I'm going to use what's called a thousands chart, which I know probably a lot of you haven't seen one like this. But just like our tens, we're going to skip count by hundreds. If you look here on our chart, it goes all in hundreds, doesn't it? And what we're doing is we're skip counting. There's going to be 99 in between our numbers. But that would take a really big piece of paper if we counted by ones all the way up to 1,000. So on this chart, it skip counted by tens for us. And then we go by hundreds here. But we could still count by hundreds starting at a different number. We could start at 140 and count by hundreds. And that would make it 240, then 340. Notice our pattern here. The only number changing is the number in our hundreds. All right, so now boys and girls, after watching this video, you should be able to count by 2s, 5s, 10s, and hundreds, starting at any number. So look for other videos on your Google Classroom that might help you with this. And have a good day.